identifying side lengths that give right triangles. The question tells us to determine whether a triangle with the given side lengths is a right triangle. So in order for it to be a right triangle, Pythagorean theorem has to work. And most students start recognizing it as soon as we start writing it out. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So this has to equal each other. So a squared plus b squared has to equal c squared in order for it to be a right triangle. If they don't equal each other, it actually tells you if it's obtuse or cute, depending on whether or not it's greater or less than. But in this case, we want it to be equal to because we want them to be right triangles. So what we need to do is test this out. And for C is always, 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 always the bigger amount. So if I go through and I look at this is going to be my C. And I look at these, this is going to be my C, C, C. And it looks like they listed them for you in a way so that it's always the last one, which is nice because they put it in order. They're not always going to do this for you. So they're just, because we're just starting out on this one, they're being a little nice about it. So we just need to go 10 squared plus 11 squared. And we need to see, does that equal 15 squared? So we're going to go to our calculator. And we're going to go 10. And we're going to click this little XY button and then type in, oh, help if I actually typed in the 10. And then we're going to tell it that it's a 2. And then we're going to add 11. And again, I'm going to hit that little XY button because it gives me the box to put the 2 in. So in this case, it doesn't have the squared button on this calculator for whatever reason. A lot of other buttons or calculators have it, but this one just doesn't seem to have it for whatever reason. So let's go equals. So we get 221. So I'm going to write this down really quick just so I don't forget. 221 equals, and let's see, what is 15 squared? 15 squared equals 225. Okay, so that's not a right triangle. And we're going to do that for each one. We're just going to go through and test. If we square the first two and add them together, do they equal the third one squared? If yes, then it's a right triangle. If no, then not a right triangle. Not enough information. I don't believe we're going to select not enough information on any of these unless somehow they don't give us all 3 side lengths. So as long as they give us all 3 side lengths, we should have enough information. So we'll see what they do on that one. Let's clear this and go next. Okay. So let's go ahead and start writing this out. So we get, and again, it looks like they listed it. So all the bigger ones are always at the end. So we have 6 squared plus 7 squared equals 9 squared. So we have 81, and then this is 36 plus 49. I'm just doing this on paper here. So we have 5, that'd be 15, 7, 8. So it's 85 equals 81. Well, that's not true. So we know it's not a right triangle. 18 squared plus 32 squared, and I'm just moving to the next one here, equals 40 squared. So I'm going to grab my calculator for this one because these ones are a little bigger than the ones I know off the top of my head. So squared, and we can go ahead and just keep going. Whoops. You need to make sure that you hit the over arrow to come out of the exponent, because if you notice it started writing that plus sign up high. I wanted it down low like it's a normal plus sign. Then we hit squared equals, so we get 1,348 equals, and let's see, what is 40 squared? 40 squared is 1,600. So that's not true either. So we're going to say not a triangle. It's not a triangle, it's not a right triangle. Sorry, said that funny. Okay, so the next one I'm going to write over here, so we're just going to keep moving here. 24 squared plus 32 squared equals 40 squared. So we already know 40 squared is 1,600. We just did that one. So let's go ahead and see about the other one. So we have 24 squared plus 32 squared equals, look at that, it's 1,600. 1,600. All right, so that one did work out. So that one is a right triangle. The last one here, we have 12 squared plus 16 squared equals 20 squared. So 12 squared, I know that's 144. What is that one? 256 maybe? I could be wrong. 256. 256 equals, and I believe 20 squared is 400. Let's try it. All right. So we got 400, and you don't have to do it in pieces like this. I was just doing it to be silly. Let's see. So we get 10, we get another 10, and we get 4. All right, so we get 400 equals 400. That's another true one. All right, so now we just need to go through and check these and click check. Okay, next, clear. So we're just going to do this all over again. So let's do this one on the calculator for this first one. So I have 4 squared plus 8 squared equals 80. And I know 9 squared equals 81. So I'm going to say I need to minimize this one just a little bit. Okay, so now I should be able to grab the calculator. All right, so if I grab this one, so if you notice now I do have a squared button here. So this is definitely a square button. So what I can do is I can just type in, I can start typing in 12 and I hit squared plus 35 squared equals. So that's the only thing with this one is it's not going to show it to you like the other calculator. You have to hit squared equals plus equals. So you have to make sure you're putting it all in. So we get 13, 1,369. And what is 37 squared? 1,369. So I want to come over here and that is a triangle. So if you're using a calculator like this is a very common one on the phones and iPads and computers, but it's not going to necessarily show you all the pieces like this calculator does. So this one might take you a few seconds because you have to hit the little extra button here, but it does show it to you right on the screen as you're doing it. So you can tell, okay, I typed that in correctly as far as what I want. So these two added together are 232. What is 19 squared? 361, so not a right triangle. So we have 7 squared plus 12 squared equals 193. 14 squared is 196. Oops, so I want this one. So I'm gonna check. And one more of these. Go ahead and turn the pen off here just so that's out of my way. All right, so we have 3, and this one I don't really need to do on a calculator, but we'll go ahead and type it in here. Oop. Help if I'm clicking the right buttons. 4 squared equals 25, and I know 5 squared is 25, so we're good there. And then 8 squared plus 10 squared is 164, and 13 squared I believe is 169. Yep, so not a triangle. 14 squared plus, dang it, I keep forgetting to hit the over button so that it's a regular plus sign. If you don't hit over, it's assuming you're still wanting to write in the exponent section. So make sure you click over or use your cursor to kind of click out of the exponent and come down. It's just one of those silly things that the calculator keeps wanting to leave us up there. So 2,550 squared, 2,500, perfect. So this is a right triangle. And the last one here, we have 8 squared plus 14 squared. So we have 260. 16 squared, I believe, is 256. So let's see. Yes, all right, so not. Check. Okay, so we finished that one, yay.